Okay. Today we are going to start remaining part of chapter 3, deep water. Just let's start it from page number 26, para second. I flailed at the surface of the water. I means the narrator. Flailed here means thumped on the surface of the water and swallowed because he was an inexpert swimmer. Therefore, some water that came to his mouth. He swallowed some water and choked, and because of this, his breathing that stopped at the moment. I tried to bring my legs up. He tried to bring his legs upside of the water so that he could escape himself, but they hung as dead weights, but he was unable to take his legs out of it. They were hanging, the legs were hanging into the water just like the dead weights like the stones. It seemed that the legs were really motionless. No movement was there, no motion was there in his legs. Paralyzed, it seems that they were paralyzed here means motionless. The legs were motionless and rigid. They were rigid means very hard. Even no motion was there. It seems that they are just hanging like the dead weights, like the stone, and they are looking very hard. A great force was pulling me under. At the same time, he found himself that a great force that was pulling the narrator into the water once again. Second time. It means this is second time when he is going into the water. And then I screamed, and because of that, in fear, the narrator cried. He screamed, he cried in pain, but only the water heard me. No one was there who could hear him, who could hear his sound. Only water was there, and the water could hear him. And then I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. So on the previous page, the narrator has already just intimated he had already completed first journey and reached onto the left bottom tile bottom. Okay, right now he starts his second journey and then going down. But this time the second journey, it seems very long journey in comparison of the first one. I struck at the water, and therefore he just started striking his hands, legs on the surface of the water so that any man he may reach up to the side of that pool too. Water as I went down and then expending my strength as one in a nightmare fights. As he was just going down into the water, so expending my strength as one means anyone in a nightmare that fights an irresistible force. Irresistible means a force which you cannot see, but really that is ready to fight you. A supernatural element is there. In a dream, suppose you are in a dream and you are fighting with someone, okay? And because of that, you are losing your energy of your body. The same situation was there with the writer. And then I had lost all my breath, and this was the reason that the narrator lost all his breath too. My lungs ached, and his lungs, they were giving pain. The lungs were giving pain, they were very painful. My head throbbed means palpitated, and there was a throbbing feeling that came to the head of the narrator as soon as he was going down into the water. I was getting dizzy. Dizzy means dazed. He was little bit dazed too. And then I remember the strategy. And as soon as he was just going into the water second time, so he made a plan. Strategy means plan. He made a plan while his journey. What was the plan? Just will say, I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a carp to the surface. Again the same plan. What he did in the first journey, he is just going to repeat it in second journey. As soon as he strikes on the tide bottom, he will just with his full energy, he will try to take a jump once again, will try to come on the surface of the water like a carp. Carp, that is from a very bark of a very light tree. And then I would lie flat on the water and then he would lie flat on the water. After forceful jump or spring from the tile bottom, when the narrator will come on the surface of the water, so what he will do? There, flat on the water, he will lie flat on that water and he strike out. Strike out means strike outside with my legs. He will just have a movement of his legs, will try to go outside of that water too. That was his planning. And thrash here means beat hard. When he will just go to the side of that pool, he will beat his legs very hard. And because of that, this kind of beating of the legs will help him to go to the side of that pool. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe, and because of that, because of the continuous frequent movement of his legs and the hands, he will just go himself at the side of the pool and he will find himself totally safe. He is not just going to drown next time. I went down endlessly, but situation was not favorable. Here it said, I went down. The narrator went down into the deep water. Actually, the water was not deep, but the 9 feet, the narrator realized it's equal to 90. Okay. Therefore, according to his feeling, the terror, the fear that came to him. So, he was just going down, continuously going down, endless journey was there. And I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow. But when he came out of the water, not fully, only little part of his body came out of his water, means only his eyes were out of the water, what he could see. Water with a yellow glow, with a yellow shine, dark water that one could not see through, and then sheer stark terror seized me. Means even it was the dark water, not so transparent, nobody can see through it, and because of the fear that came to him, it seems that it's endless fear. And then sheer means only, then only stark means rigid, for very hard, only hard terror, very icy terror that seized him. Seized means captured. The icy terror that captured the narrator. Why? Because he tried many times to come out of the water and go to the bank of the pool, but it was difficult for him. He was unable to do so. Therefore, that icy terror that seized him, captured him, terror that knows no understanding, because that was non-living object. Terror is the non-living object. So narrator, as a personified object, narrator tells the terror that the terror had no understanding. Terror could not understand the fear of the narrator. Otherwise, that terror would never come to him. And then what happens? Terror that knows no control, there was no controlling of the terror too. Terror that no one can understand, and the terror that fear, great fear, that no one can understand it, who has not experienced it. Only those people can experience the terror, great terror, who had already just go through the swimming. Otherwise they cannot understand. Who has not experienced it? It was shrieking underwater, but the narrator, as he was going under the water, he was only shrieking. He was just crying in pain. I was paralyzed. He was motionless underwater, stiff. He was very hard. He was rigid. He was firm because of fear. Even fearful, he was totally full of fear. Therefore, his planning was totally failed. How he is going down and how he is coming out of the water. But at least he is trying. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Even the sound of screaming of the narrator under the water, even it seemed that they were not coming out of his mouth. It seemed that the sound which are about to come out, they are just frozen in his throat too. They are just like the eyes. Only my heart and the pounding in my head. Pounding here means throbbing. Even finally, when the narrator was under the water, he just tried to realize his heartbeat. Even he felt the beat was still there in his body, and in my head means some pounding was there, some palpitation was there in the head of the narrator. And on the basis of this movement, heartbeat and the throbbing of his head, the idea came to him that at least he has not died, he is still alive. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. In the midst of the terror, when he was full of terror, when he was for a long journey, when he was under the deep water, at the same time came a touch of reason. He came to a conclusion. He got a reason there. What? I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. During his journey, he just come to the conclusion when I hit at the tile bottom. So definitely, I must remember I will jump from there. When my legs, as soon as they hit on the tile water, so I am not going to forget that I will stay there in sitting position, standing position. Instead, I will have to take a long jump from there. At last, I felt the tiles under me. At last means finally, he reached at the tile bottom and he felt that tile too. I was paralyzed, but at the time my toes reached out as if to grab them. His toes, the toes of his legs, they were reaching at the tile. It seemed that they are grabbing the tile too much. The toes, they are grabbing those tiles of the bottom too much, very hard. And then to grab them, I jumped with everything I had. But everything means full force. But whatever the energy he had, he tried to jump once again. As soon as his toes just they grab the tile bottom and he just tried to come out. But the jump made no difference. What's the use of jumping there? No difference did not change, did not come there. The water was still around me. Still he was surrounded by the water. Water was hovering all around the narrator. I looked for ropes, and therefore, when any base was not there, any support was not there, which he may clutch it forcefully to come out of the water. So he says, if the water was still around me, I looked for ropes. He tried to catch, he tried to hold a rope, but rope was not there. Any string was not there. Ladders, he tried to just climb on the ladders, but where he could find a ladder in the water? Definitely not. So even ladder was not there, rope was also not there, which he may clutch it, on which he may climb it. Water wings only there, nothing except water. Means water was everywhere. Mass of yellow water. Mass here means a large quantity of yellow water that held him, that grabbed the narrator. Some quantity of yellow water that grabbed the narrator badly, and this was the reason that the fear, the immersion of water that came to his mind never went out. So, stark terror, the hard terror took an even deeper hold on me. What the stark terror was there, severe terror was there, right now it grabbed him too much. So this present situation for the narrator was that in present situation he was fearing too much than ever. And like a great charge of electricity, deeper hold on me like a great charge of electricity, just you can touch the naked wire of electricity. So definitely he will be charged very nicely. The same situation was there for the narrator as he went downside and he was not getting anything, neither rope, neither ladder, nothing was there. And this was the reason that without help of anyone, without help of anything, he became helpless and he just came to the conclusion that surely he will sink into the water and finally he will die. I shook and trembled with fright. Fright means fear. In a great fear, the narrator, he shook and trembled. My arms would not move. The arms were motionless. He could not move his arms also. My legs could not move. The same condition was there for his legs too. Even the arms and the legs, they were motionless. He could not move them anywhere. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. He tried to call for someone to help him. No one was there. So at least in your practical life, where nobody can meet you for your help, your mother is always ready to do. So only hope, only one, and the last hope was left over for the narrator, that was his mother. Therefore, he just called for his mother to help him, but nothing happened. How the mother will be there at the pool? She was not there. So if she was not there, how she could help him? That is the question. Therefore, the narrator found himself totally helpless. And then, strangely, there was light. It became light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. Awful means terrible. Right now, in present time, the narrator, he finds himself as he is coming out of the water. He is coming out of the surface of the water, and at least my eyes were means my eyes were out of water. At least the eyes of the narrator, they came out of the water. My nose was almost out too. Even his nose also came out of it, but not his mouth. Then I started down a third time. When he came there, the eyes and the nose came out of the water. Again, he started his third journey. Because no support was there, how he may reach there? Therefore, he is just going to start his third journey. This is third time he is going under the water. Means first time, second time, how the narrator made his journey, how he tried to come out of the water, how he was clutched in a grip of the fear. Even you will have to keep in mind. Right now we will see the incident what happened in third journey. I sucked for air. Means when he sucked for air, he just pulled some air into his mouth. But instead of air, what came into it? The water came. Because he was in the water. So air cannot go there. The water came into it. The yellowish light and was going out, was disappearing. What the yellowish light was there outside of the water, it is disappearing, signifies that the narrator is going down. Earlier, he was out of the water, he was able to see the yellow light, yellow tinge of that water too, sunlight too, but right now, when he is going down, this yellow light, that is disappearing. Then, all efforts ceased, all the struggle ended. What the struggle made by him during his first journey, during his second journey, the struggle was totally vain. It was useless. So then all efforts his start ended and he relaxed. Even my legs felt limp. Limp here means loose. Even the narrator found that all the efforts made by him, they are totally vain. He may not reach to the bank of the pool, side of the pool. So he was totally relaxed. Even my legs felt limp. Means he felt that the legs, they are not very stiff. They are not very hard. Even they became little bit loose. And then a blackness swept over my brain. Blackness means the darkness. The darkness that swept means surrounded over the brain of the narrator. Who was there under the water? No one was there. Only fear was there. Even this was a great meeting of the fear with the narrator. It wiped out fear, and therefore the blackness wiped out means erased the fear. It cleared the fear. It wiped out terror. It cleared the terror also. There was no more panic. No more fear was left over. It was quiet and peaceful, but right now, the present condition, thought journey for the narrator, it was very peaceful, it was quiet journey. Nothing to be afraid of, such kind of ideas came to him. Why to fear? Why to worry of the water? No need to be afraid of the water. And therefore he relaxed a little. This is nice to be drowsy. What he thought? This is nice for him to be drowsy, to be sleepy. To go to sleep, better go to sleep. No need to jump out of the water. Too tired to jump because this time he was so tired that he cannot jump out of the water. It's nice to be carried gently. It's nice to be carried means go on very gently, smoothly. To float along in space. How? Where to float? To float along the space. Why? Either he is going down or he is just floating in the space. Only he knows. No one is there to know. No one is there to help him. Tender arms are around me. At least he comes to the conclusion that I have tender arms. I have very delicate arms. I can take their help. Tender arms like mother's arms. I have my tender arms like the arms of my mother. Now I must go to sleep. Therefore, it's better for me to sleep. I crossed the oblivion. Oblivion here means even the stage of forgetfulness. Oblivion. So I crossed the oblivion and the curtain of life fell. The next, I remember I was lying on my stomach beside the pool. Here, he remembered. He was lying on my stomach. Lying with the help of his stomach. The narrator realized that he is lying with the help of his stomach beside the pool by the side of YMCA pool. Where he was lying? Beside YMCA pool with the help of his stomach and vomiting. He was just vomiting there. The chap that threw me in was saying, the chap means the boy. Who is the boy here? Big bruiser. Big boxer was there. Okay. That boy in full muscle, that was also there. That boy threw me into the water, that saying, but I was only fooling. What he said? The big bruiser, he passed some comment. What he said? I was just jesting. Throwing you under the water, I was just making a fun. I wanted to laugh, throwing you into the water. Therefore I threw you. Otherwise it was not my purpose. It was jesting. Someone said the kid nearly died. But at the same time, someone was there that said the kid is almost died. But be alright now. Let's carry him to the locker room. Locker room means room for changing clothes after your bath. Okay, that is locker room. So someone said that better carry on this boy to the locker room to change his wet clothes. Several hours later, I walked home. He went home, and I was weak and trembling. He was feeling weak. He was not feeling any energy in his body. He was trembling because of fear. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. At the same time, the boy, when he lay down on the bed, at the same time, he was shaken and he cried. I could not eat that night, but what happened? He could not take his dinner that night. Even he could not eat anything. For days means for many days, a haunting fear was in my heart. The haunting fear, the icy fear, the aversion of water. This fear that was in his heart too. The slightest means smallest, exertion means attempt, upset here means disturbed him. The slightest fear disturbed the narrator, making me ugly. Ugly means shaking. Made him ugly in the knees and sick to my stomach. Even the knees of his legs, they were trembling because of fear. And next thing was there, sick to my stomach, even still he was just feeling about to vomit. Even he was about to vomit. I never went back to the pool and from that day onwards he decided that he will never go to the pool for any learning, and I fear water because of fear of water, and I avoided it whenever I could. So I stop here. The remaining explanation of the remaining part will continue on the next day. Thank you.